rolling.
Nerd! Get those words! Nerd! Nerd!
Hey everybody, how you doing? You are logged in, ready to roll with the Bid Nerds, your daily nerd out on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. My name is John Polnik. We record this bad boy from the Container Park in downtown Las Vegas, and we patch in my good buddy Michael Deeb from San Francisco. How you doing, Michael Deeb?
What's up, JP? Yeah, man, it's good to join you here from San Francisco. I can almost feel the heat of Las Vegas coming through my feet and warming my dining room.
Well, if you need to warm up, this is the place to be. It's summertime, and we are talking about the values of cars, the most interesting ones from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. We dig through all these sites, we find the most interesting car, and then we make a prediction as to what we think that car is going to sell for. We're going to do that right here on this program, and then we will reveal how much the car actually sold for after a break. So stick around at the end of the video. We will tell you whether or not Michael Deeb and I are idiots or not. And you probably already know that we are. We're so dumb. We're not good at this. Don't take our advice. People ask us for advice on car prices all the time. And we're just like, what are you asking us for? We're stupid.
Yeah.
We just
watch the show, but don't listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us what you think in the comments on just how dumb we are. We'd love to hear insults from you guys. We get them often. And also make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and notification button right now if you haven't already, because, you know, nerds need some love. We get a lot of hate, so we like it that you subscribe. Send it around. Let other people know that there's two guys that you can beat up on the internet. So do that right now. Subscribe, like, notification buttons. Blah-de-dee, blah. Boy, this car today, I think you and I would agree, both one of our favorite cars that there is. So let's get right to it. If you clicked on this video, you probably know what we're about to talk to. Look at this beautiful thing. Woo! Look at that.
Look at that, JP. As our dear friend Ben Professor would say, the JP, give the line. What does he say? The peak of
the wide-body
pinnacle.
Porsche 993 is the pinnacle of human achievement in design.
There it is. Absolutely. No truer words have been spoken inside the hallways of UCLA as that right there. Take a look at this, JP. On PCar Market and offered to us out of North Kingston, Rhode Island, is this 1997 Porsche 911 C4S, the 4 being the all-wheel drive, the S being the wide body, with just 35,000 miles, in black on black with a 6-speed manual transmission. This is a 2-owner car, and that is worth noting because the Carfax mistakenly refers to it as a 1-owner, and that is technically inaccurate. The only thing on this car, JP, and this is the equivalent of you or I kicking a supermodel out of bed for eating cookies, is the supple leather on the standard seats. You and I are not fans of this, and look right there. Hold that photo for 1 second, JP. You're looking at a car that is in basically really good condition with low 35,000 miles, and yet the patina on those seats makes it look like the interior has 235,000 miles on it. Supple leather seats just don't age well unless you're really in that cracked and wrinkly Jack Palance finish on the seats. I prefer the sports seats, which are super rare on these cars, and you can keep the supple leather. I agree with you on that one 100%. Also on this car, we've got the 18-inch turbo twist wheels instead of actually those are standard, but that's on the wheel. And then they got the motor sound package, which is that fancy airbox that makes the exhaust sound cool. The tailpipes are not standard tailpipes. These are the exclusive stainless steel tailpipe. And, of course, sunroof. It's very rare to find a 993 without a sunroof. I mean, like literally a unicorn. But, man, if you did, that's my favorite way to configure one of these things. Anyway, JP, it's interesting because the car is on PCar Market. Occasionally, they get true market value for these cars, but a lot of times we see the seller come in and set their own reserve with their favorite Porsche on PCar Market. PCar Market does not do a very good job governing the site, their own auction platform. And so before I hand it to you, I'm not even going to cut to the chase and just say, I bet this car fizzles out and winds up in the deal tank, as so many of the cars on their platform often do. That being said, man, the values on 993s, especially like a C4S in an attractive colorway like this, are bringing stupid money. People paying even stupider money for low miles. This car basically ticks all the boxes, with the exception of the platform that it's on. And I imagine that the seller of this car has a pirate's treasure trove of a haul in mind for it. And I just wonder if that's actually going to happen here. So, John, as I send over to you a car I selected, because I know the black on black C4S is damn near your perfect car. I'm curious to hear your take. Do you think PCar Market is going to bring all the money to this seller? Or do you think this seller is wasting his time and burning his product by offering it on their platform?
Yeah, I absolutely believe this is the wrong platform. You'd mentioned the deal tank, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with PCar Market, as opposed to maybe Bring a Trailer, when a car doesn't sell on Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids or many of the other auction sites, that's it. The car goes away. On PCar Market, they have a unique feature that I think does have a benefit in general. It's interesting. They have what's called the deal tank. The car, if it fails to reach the reserve and fails to sell, then the car goes on to basically a classified ads forum that PCar Market calls, contractually, called deal tank. And I think that would be a really cool feature if they were more aggressive on their reserve numbers, which they are not, like you said. So all that, let's set PCar Market aside for the moment and talk about this car. You're absolutely right. This is one of the best cars of all time. I had the fortune of driving one of these all over the country when I filmed my show Porsche Road Trip, that's available. You can watch all 8 episodes on Pluto TV. Go to Pluto TV. You can, on your smart TV, you can go to Pluto TV and in their on-demand section, look for Porsche Road Trip, and you can binge watch all of those shows, or you can just go to PorscheRoadTripTV.com and you can watch them there. That was a little plug for my show, but all that said, now I've been an owner of multiple 993s. Best air-cooled platform ever. The C4S as a mile-covering road trip car couldn't have been better. I had all my gear in the back, looking great. I got to go drive all these amazing roads. I mean, it was just, gosh, what a fantastic car. And black on black, also my favorite color combination. What's your guys' favorite color combination when it comes to the 993? Here we're seeing the engine running Vario Ram. I'm not sure how into the ad you dug into it. I'd be very curious to find out if the secondary air intake issue has become an issue. It's very hard to smog these because that SAI tends to fail pretty regularly, and it's an expensive repair job. It's like a $10,000 repair job. That whole intake manifold has to be taken off and cleaned out with drills and stuff. It's a pain in the butt. But that said, they're still fantastic cars. One of the interesting things about that SAI problem is that it really doesn't cause a problem with the car. You can have the check engine light come on, and it's not going to affect the performance at all, but it will affect whether or not you can smog it. So if you're in a state like California, that's going to be an issue. So PCar Market, boy, we've talked about these guys often. We talked about a car that they auctioned off. What was it? Just last week was a 964 Speedster, also black on black.
Right.
Now that car, obviously the reserve they must have set must have been really. The car failed to sell. It went up to 168. I want to say. Was that?
Yep,
do you remember that? Recall?
Yeah.
Right. So it was the high bid was 168. Failed to sell at that number and was put in the bid this deal tank at 195. So you can actually buy that car now if someone hasn't bought it already. I agree with you. This car is destined for deal tank because I think That fella, you could see him in the reflection of the car while he was filming. I'm sorry, my man. He just that boomer sensibility here. That makes me think somebody told this guy that this car is worth $1 million. So I would bet that the reserve is probably like 190 or something like that. Now we're seeing turbos break 200 all over the place, or at least they have in the last few months. We're seeing some softening. If this car were on Bring a Trailer, it would certainly bring the highest amount possible. What do you think this car is going to bring on PCar Market?
JP, I'm staring at the moment at an interior photo of this car. It's like,
yeah.
You got if your mind is set that you're going to get $190,000 for your car, shampoo your front carpets, like get new floor mats in there. You cheaps, like I don't. I don't understand why people don't do something to ensure the result they tend to have or they wish to have. And it breaks my heart. We do this show and time and again we just see people cut corners and you're like, what on the you thinking? So anyway, JP, I really like this car, but I agree with you. I bet this seller has dollar signs in his eyes, and I just don't know if it's going to happen. So this car is going to close tomorrow. This is going to close on Wednesday out of North Kingston, Rhode Island on PCar Market. Our car is currently sitting at just $61,000 on 6 bids. So not a lot of action. With that in mind, I bet this car gets up to $129,000 and fizzles out. And I predict this car is going to wind up in the deal tank for $150,000 to $200,000, like easy. But I think this car is going to fizzle out just because there's been a softening in the market. And I don't think this guy did a great job of cleaning the interior of his car. This car also, they say in the listing that the car was ordered with the model removed. In other words, it doesn't say Carrera on the back. And I just feel like the idiot that wants to spend $150,000 on his Porsche wants to say C4S on the back of the car. And even though it's cool that it came that way, I just, psychologically, I bet it hurts. I just think it hurts that it doesn't even say what it is, that you can't brag about what you're spending all the money on. I know it's a stupid thing to suggest, but we're also talking about a stupid platform. So here we are. What do you think?
Another thing about that platform that PCar Market still does, and I just can't believe they do this. They have a legion of sales guys that will sit around and they'll dig through Porsche classified ads. They'll go on Craigslist, they'll go on the forums, and the salespeople will reach out to you as buyers, potential buyers, and then they'll flip on you and say, "Oh yeah, so would you like to list it on PCar?" That is a practice that has to stop.
They're reaching out to fail to sell cars on other platforms. So if your car failed to sell and Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids, they will also you're also on that list.
That is such a chicken shit bottom feeder approach.
It is catfish, right?
Yeah.
Catfish.
I am not a fan of that practice at all. And PCar Market, we've had one of the founders on the show in the past, and he was a good guy. But I'm sorry, guys. Your reputation just is not getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse out there. So maybe we'll see you at Monterey this year or something like that, and you can smack us over the head. But if you're going to sell your Porsche on a platform, I definitely think you should pick a different one than PCar Market. Okay, so all that said, you said what was your number? 129.
129, and it winds up in the deal tank for north of 150 grand.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I'll say 125. Okay. And I think the car is worth way more than 125. 35,000 miles. That's one thing I don't like about the cars. Who doesn't drive this car? 35,000 miles. That's kind of a problem with this car because you're going to buy it, and unfortunately, whoever buys this car probably isn't going to drive it much. And this car is such a joy to drive that it's a shame that it's just going to just sit somewhere probably. And I could be wrong. Yeah. Hopefully somebody gets it. But like we've said about other cars, a car like this, every time you hit 40,000 miles, it's going to affect the value. You hit 50,000 miles, it's going to affect the value by a double-digit percentage. What were you going to say?
Yeah. This car, all the money for this car could be close to $175,000. But I don't think this guy has a chance to get it. Not with the way.
Not on this platform. Yeah. We've also said in the past, photos sell cars. These snapshots aren't doing it. They're not terrible. I've definitely seen worse. The guy is lucky, and it's just dumb luck. I'm 100% positive this is dumb luck that it was an overcast day. If it were bright and sunny, he would have gone out and shot the exact same shots, and the car would have looked terrible. But just little pro tip: if you're not gonna spring for a photographer for your $100,000 plus car, at least take pictures in the shade or on an overcast day. That'll help your lighting. But anyways, there it is. Anything else you want to say about this car before we go to break and find out how much it sells for after this?
No, I we bagged on it so hard. Watch it bring 175 grand, and you would have to eat crow. And I will also assert, man, would love to own this car. Even with those terrible seats, I would still love to own this car.
Ball sack leather. Let's find out how much this car sells for right after the break, and make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and notification button if you haven't already. See you in just a second. Okay, guys, I want to tell you about Vegas Auto Fest. The drivers are coming. This is one of our big sponsors. It's the biggest car show of the year in Las Vegas. It's one of the coolest car shows you can possibly experience anywhere. If you haven't made plans to be part of Vegas Auto Fest on September 17th, then do it now. Go to vegasautofest.com and register your car. You think you're a car enthusiast? Doesn't matter where you live. Plan a trip to Vegas on September 17th and come out and see this show. It's like Monterey Car Week all in a day. Have you ever been to the Quail? Have you ever been to Works Reunion? Have you ever been to Amelia Island? All those car shows are amazing and great. Have you been to Luftkult? Sure, but Vegas Auto Fest is something special. Make a plan for September 17th. We'll see you in Vegas. All right, guys, welcome back. After the break, we're back to the Bid Nerds. Make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and notification button. For those of you who might hear some clunking around in the background, we got Jason Alter in the house. Jason, how you doing? Hold on, I'm going to move the camera over to him for just a minute. So, Jason, you can say hello. Hold on. There he is.
Oh. Thanks for having me, JP.
There's the guy. That's right.
What's up, Jason?
Everybody, we are in, if you're ever downtown Las Vegas and you see the Container Park, we've got a big, huge flame-throwing praying mantis out front. I'm not even kidding. Come and see us. Come and say hello. Come up to Rami Studio on the second floor. That's where we do the Bid Nerds podcast, as well as a bunch of other ones. Everyone
Dur or Die.
Dur or Die is here, as well as the Rami Show. So yeah. Anyways, there it is. Man, what are we talking about? This is a car right here. C4S 993. Come on.
JP, you should have bought this car. Come on, dude.
I should have bought this car.
You should have bought this car. This car sold for what we thought it was worth. And I have to say, on this show, that's a rarity. that's a freaking unicorn. I guessed that our 1997 Porsche 911 C4S with just 35,000 original miles would only bring $129,000, partially because it's on PCar Market. You said $127,000, and that's about as close as our bids ever get. Sorry, you said $125,000. Our car sold for $127,000 on 39 bids, creating what we would call a push, because I was $2,000 over the result. You were $2,000 under the result. So we tied on that one. And it's really rare that you and I straddle a bid like that. That's we were right on the money with this car. We were betting, I think, on the platform as much as the car, probably more so. And clearly the seller had a very realistic sense of what PCar Market could do with his car, because at $127,000, the car sold, thus creating a reserve that was realistic. I think if somebody had put this car on Bring a Trailer, they would have been hunting for $145,000, $150,000, maybe even $160,000, and would have been looking for a much higher reserve. But that result for a C4S, which is 35,000 miles, John, that might be the deal of the summer so far. What a great price.
Yeah, is this an indication of where air-cooled 911s, are they cooling off as much? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. PCar Market, I've seen some pretty crazy results on some other cars that we were watching that did really, really well. This seems super light to me. I know we both bid light based on the platform. But I mean, that's kind of the perfect car for the money.
John, it's a one owner car with a clean Carfax. I mean, that's low miles.
That's a steal. That is a $155,000 car. I was really kind of monkeying around when I put a low bid because I was saying, oh, PCar Market's not going to be able to offload it. But I don't know. They either sold him on a low reserve or he went in with a low reserve just knowing I need to get off this car before the market really tanks.
For sure. Well, I mean, I hope whoever buys this thing with a low miles like that, I hope whoever buys it drives it because that is a fantastic car to drive around. Oh boy, I'm getting all gushy looking at it. I really, really want that car, and I wish I were paying attention this weekend and had bought it. Except that I don't have a bunch of money to buy more cars. So there it is. It wouldn't have mattered. All right, guys, what do you guys think? Was this well bought? Was that is this an indication of where the market's going? Are 911s finally going to get back to an affordable level? I think not. I think 911s are going to air-cooled 911s are going to continue to stay kind of up in the upper stratosphere. I think this is an anomaly, and I think it's a PCar Market. I think this is a PCar Market fail, even though the car did sell. That's indicative.
JP, hear me out. If this was a if this was just a black on black 35,000 mile 964
C4, it would have brought 127,000 miles. You know what I mean? This is a 993 C4S.
Wait. I'm sorry. Say that again. You mean a C4 narrow body?
No. Just a regular 964 with 35,000 miles is a $127,000 car in this market, especially black on black, but with low miles. So for this to be,
say, the best of the breed as a 993 and a C4S, a wide body, for only bring 127,000, I'm shocked at this result. So, anyways, I just wanted to reiterate that I think this buyer ripped that car. I think he did really well. Yeah, for sure. Wide bodies are definitely where it's at. All right, guys, well, tell us in the comments what you think below, and hit the subscribe, like, and notification button now if you haven't already. We are doing this every day on the Bid Nerds channel. So hopefully we will see you tomorrow.